Leafs Nation, as I mentioned to you guys in the last video that I would not be able to do the video from last night's game last night. It would have to be uploaded the next day, and you guys are probably wondering, got another jersey going on back there. Yeah, my lovely girlfriend got me the beautiful white Leafs jersey, so that's got to go up there. JVR has done his time, been through too many damn heartbreaks with that one, so got to start fresh. And she also surprised me with Leaf tickets for last night's game. So I was at the game. Incredible stuff. Just a wild birthday gift from her to me. I mean, insane stuff. It was a great game and a heck of a night. So let's break this puppy down. Because the Leafs dominate the majority of this game. But they really take off their foot off the gas pedal late in this one. However, they do hang on to the 5-4 win against Columbus Blue Jackets and improve to 18-7-2. And ladies and gentlemen, the last 20 games, the Leafs are 16-2-2. That's incredible stuff. And now without Mitch Marner for the foreseeable future and Rasmus Sandin for the foreseeable future, Jason Spezza got 6 games, which is quite hefty. I actually didn't realize it was a knee to the head initially when I was watching it, but then I looked back at it because I saw the Jets fans saying knee to the head, and I'm like, I gotta look at this again. And I looked at it, I'm like, oh damn, he actually did get him clean cut knee to the head. However, 6 games for a guy who never has done anything it's so tough to say, but 6 games is a little hefty, but it is what it is. And the Leafs went out there yesterday and did a job. They started on time. We talked about in the last 2 games how they got behind early, got behind by multi-goals early in those games. And you had to find a way to get back into it, and you just can't play like that. Especially at the Leafs were on the last bit of a crazy trip they were on, right, in California, home for one, Minnesota, then Winnipeg. They were dead tired. So getting in the hole early, those are going to kill you down the stretch, and they did. So what did the Leafs do today in their first game back home? Or I guess last night in their first game back home. They get out to a 3-0 lead in the first period. We had that first period power play, first 5 minutes of the game. Matthews' beautiful cross-seam feed to Willie Nylander, who fires a far side low blocker on Merzlikins, and he beats him. And the Leafs are up 1-0. Riley and Matthews have assists in the goal, and the Buds have the early 1-0 lead. Good stuff. Late in the period. Under 5 to go. Michael Bunting out of the box. Gets the puck. Tries to drive hard to the net. But gets the body position of the defender that he's got him on his back. Matthews is crashing the net. Michael Bunting. Woo, baby. Slides the puck through his legs. Behind them. Between the legs behind him. Matthews is there to tap in the puck. Oh my God. What a goal from Austin Matthews. Well, it was more or less what a pass from Michael Bunting. Finished off by Austin Matthews, and Riley just said, I'm going to grab the secondary assist there at 15:08 of the first period. And the Leafs have a 2-0 lead. This is going great. A minute and a half after that. The Camp Kasha-Ritchie line was great last night. They get in on the forward check. Kasha picks up the puck behind the net, and somehow Nick Ritchie's right in front of the net. No one in the same stratosphere. So he gets the pass, and everyone's on the edge of their seats like, oh my God, is he actually going to bury this? And he does! Nick Ritchie, for the first time this year, he's potted in the goal for the Toronto Maple Leafs. And the Scotiabank Arena was electric when that goal went in, right? Because everybody knew that the chances that this guy has had night in and night out, now has his teammates been helping him kind of set him up to score? Yeah, a little bit. But he hasn't been able to bury one. Last night, he got one. The first goal of the year for Ritchie, and Kasha with the lone assist at 16:30 of the first period. He had a 3-0 lead after one. Shots on goal were 18-9 in the first period. The Leafs just flat out dominated zone time, puck possession. All those numbers in the first period were just flat out ridiculous. And I'm sitting here at the game and I'm watching. I'm like, damn, Columbus is that bad. Like it was gross to watch. Even as a Leaf fan, I'm watching this. I'm like, this is a terrible team. We go to the second period, and Oliver Bjorkstrand scores a goal it was in the third period, excuse me. Bjorkstrand scores a power play goal 11:39 into the second period to make it a 3-1 game. And instantly Leaf fans are like, okay, they've scored one. How are we going to react? Well, late in the period, the Leafs get another power play. Puck gets back to the point to Morgan Riley, fires it on, tipped in by Captain Johnny Toronto, John Tavares. And that goes at 18:34. of the second period. Nylander and Riley grab assists on the goal, and the Leafs answer that goal back. They even it up now, back a 3-goal lead. Beautiful stuff. 7 seconds after that, Austin Matthews comes down on a 2-on-1, somehow on a 2-on-1, 7 seconds after you score a goal, and he fires a 5-hole on Merzlikins, and he gets him. That's an ugly one, and it's a 5-1 Leafs lead. I mean, they're playing flat out fantastic. They're taking every opportunity they get, and they're bearing it past Merzlikins, the guy that they couldn't beat in the playoffs back a couple years ago. But they beat him last night. And the shots on goal in the second period were 12-12, and the Leafs are going into the third period with a 5-1 lead. Oh, it looks fantastic, but they got to play a sound third period. And they don't really. 33 seconds in, Oliver Bjorkstrand scores. It's a 5-2 game. And the goal in the first minute is not what we drew up. And then the Leafs were able to hold back the rest of the period for the most part, under 5 to play. Sean Corrali scores. It's 5-3 now with under 4 minutes to play. It's a 2-goal game. Leaf fans know this very well. This is far from over. Campbell had to make some massive saves, including that absolutely 10-bell save off the rebound. Who did he stop? Was it Bjorkstrand? I believe it was Bjorkstrand at the time there. I think it was in the second period. Soup chants for Yellen. That was the first time I was able to do the soup chants. That was a lot of fun to do. He was fantastic there. Obviously, a couple of the goals late. Yeah, little squeakers. You don't want to be beaten. I can't remember which one it was where he got beat short side, on the 2-on-1. It's like, you got to have that, right? Players got to take that pass cross seam. You got to take the guy with the puck. He was off his post a little bit. They beat him short side. That's a tough one for Jack. But either way, it's a 5-3 game now. And in the dying seconds, they have some pressure, right? And then Max Domi scores with under a second to play to make it a 5-4 game. So everyone's going to see the box score. People who didn't watch the game, it's a 5-4 game. Damn, the Leafs almost choked this game out. Almost like the usual Leafs. Well, if you realize that, they did have a 2-goal lead with 2 seconds left, it didn't really look that bad. That's just that last goal by Domi is just a little bitter. It's a bitter taste in your mouth if you're a Leaf fan. However, with no Mitch Marner, with no Jason Spezza, with no Rasmus Sandin, even Travis Dermott was not able to go, and he's going to be out a little bit as well. You had to see Rubens and Steves in their first NHL game in the same game. Not the ideal scenario for the Buds. Now, getting that early lead was massive. However, some sloppy play late. Their feet stopped moving in the third period. They were able to hang on, but at this point in time, against teams like that, all you need is to get wins. But this could also be a massive learning experience. Like, hey, yeah, they're not a great team. Yeah, you had a 5-1 lead, but you cannot sit back on your heels. And Sheldon Keefe said it after the game, and so that was really good to hear. Shots and goal in the third period were 11-10 in favor of Columbus. So they scored 3 goals on 11 shots in that third period. Not very good. And shots and goal in the game, though, were 40-32 in favor of the Leafs. So you can tell how much the shot disparity was really big early on. Like, the Leafs were up by double-digit shots early on in this game. And you can tell how it kind of came back down a bit. Obviously, more in the third period for the Blue Jackets. All their chances really were in the third period. But for the most part of this game, the Leafs flat out dominated it. And that was beautiful to watch. But again, the third period is just something that has to be cleaned up there. That was just not pretty to watch. I don't care who's not in the lineup. You got to keep your feet moving. Jack's got to make some stops. The stops that he should be able to make. But again, a game where you take the 2 points and you move on, right? And that's just the way it is. Special teams-wise, they were 1 for 2 in their power play. And people forget, right? People that wanted Mitch Marner traded at the end of the season, people forget how integral this guy is on the defensive side of the puck. Like, penalty killing-wise, this guy is always in the top unit because he's so active with his stick. He's all over the place, and it always gets in the passing lanes. That's why the Leafs had one of the most dominant power play penalty kills in the league. You look at the last 3 games, it hasn't been as good. I wonder why. The Leafs power play, though, did really miss Mitch in this game last night. 2 for 3 on the power play, the Tavares tip-in, and the Nylander goal to start off the game. So, a great job for the power play unit. The penalty kill, though, got to get work. Jack Campbell, 4 goals on 32 shots. So, again, not the prettiest game for Jack, but again, the defense and the team kind of let him down there in the third period. So, not a very pretty game there. But, offensively, that's where the Leafs, they excelled in this game today, all right? 4 goals on 32 shots for Jack Campbell, not great. Austin Matthews had 2 goals and an assist. Nylander with a goal and an assist. And Morgan Rielly Had 4 apples in the game today. 4 assists for Morgan, so a big night in the office for our top defenseman. And no matter what, no matter how they played in the third period, no matter how they started the game, who played well, who didn't play well, you picked up 2 points against a team that you should beat. And that's all there is to it. Now, the next test for the Buds is a big one. Tomorrow night, the Leafs welcome in the Tampa Bay Lightning to town. Back-to-back Stanley Cup champions, the team that's basically right on your heels in the Atlantic Division. It's a 7 p.m. puck drop there at Scotiabank Arena. It ain't going to be an easy one. There's no excuses for either team. You got to go out there, and if the Leafs can go there and pick up 2 points, I wouldn't say it's a statement game because in order, yeah, it would be nice, and it could say, okay, the Leafs can beat the Lightning. Obviously, they did earlier in the year. However, that was a tight game. That was a 1-0 game for the most part for Tampa, and the Leafs scored late and won it in overtime, so it was a scrappy game. But tomorrow, again, you got to show that you can keep pace with this team. You know, they're a really good team. Arguably the best team in the Eastern Conference. Arguably the best team in the league. People are like, well, this team's record's bad. They've won back-to-back cups, and they're still one of the top teams. They are arguably the top team in the NHL, even without Kucherov and Braden Point right now. So, it's pretty crazy stuff, but the Leafs got to find a way tomorrow night to get back-to-back W's, all right? So, you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and enjoyed the game last night, because I know I did, both at the game and watching replays after the game. All right, so smack the like button. Do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if it's not already. Comment down below thoughts on the video, thoughts on the game, what you like, what you not like from last night's game for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Twitter link is down below, so follow up there. Send me a DM. Do that great stuff. The Instagram link is down below as well, so follow up there if you guys have not done so already. And I will talk to you guys Raptors edition later on tonight, 7:30 tip-off, I believe, at Scotiabank Arena as the Raptors host the Oklahoma City Thunder. We can all agree that's kind of a must-win for this team because that team is that bad, all right? Hopefully we're talking about 3 straight W's for the Raptors tonight, but as for the Toronto Maple Leafs, they look for back-to-back dubs on Thursday night, tomorrow night, as they welcome in the Tampa Bay Lightning to town. 7 p.m. puck drop there. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. We'll talk to you guys then.